Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026-0604. Today, we're diving into some pivotal developments, from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. We begin with a structural shift in cybersecurity that practitioners can no longer treat as theoretical. Multiple reports today highlight how artificial intelligence is compressing the vulnerability lifecycle from disclosure to exploitation. According to IT Security News, defenders' long-standing assumption that they have days or weeks to triage and patch newly disclosed vulnerabilities is eroding. Attackers are increasingly using AI to automate vulnerability discovery, proof of concept generation, and exploit weaponization. Anthropic's Project Glasswing provides one of the clearest examples of defensive mobilization in response. On its public project page, Anthropic states that Claude Mythos 2 Preview has already uncovered thousands of high-severity vulnerabilities across every major operating system and web browser. The company has committed up to $100 million in usage credits and $4 million in donations to support open-source security efforts. That is a significant capital allocation aimed at hardening critical infrastructure using frontier models. But the offensive side is evolving just as quickly. Fortune reports that researchers at the University of Toronto built an AI-driven worm that, over 15 runs in a simulated 33-machine enterprise network, compromised nearly three-quarters of the machines and maintained persistent access on nearly two-thirds. That is not a proof-of-concept exploit in isolation. It is an autonomous, adaptive system, chaining reconnaissance, exploit selection, and lateral movement. In a related report from the Register, University of Toronto researchers used an unnamed open-weight model released in 2025 to power a self-propagating worm running on a single GPU. Professor Nicholas Papernaut is quoted emphasizing that it is not just the largest frontier models that pose security risks. Small, accessible open-weight models combined with tool harnesses can operationalize known vulnerabilities at scale. Vendors are responding. Rapid7 is framing AI-driven vulnerability management platforms as a necessary evolution, correlating vulnerability data with asset context and threat intelligence. Cisco, in its own blog posts, has moved to a twice-monthly security release cadence and is emphasizing compensating controls to narrow the window between discovery and mitigation. For practitioners, the implication is clear. Patch velocity alone is no longer a sufficient strategy. Detection engineering, network segmentation, runtime controls, and behavioral monitoring of automated lateral movement patterns must become first-class priorities. The measurable indicators to watch include adoption rates of AI-driven vulnerability management platforms, the availability of open-weight agentic models capable of exploit reasoning, and whether AI-assisted worms transition from lab simulations into real-world campaigns. From cybersecurity to infrastructure, we are seeing another milestone that underscores how AI is reshaping the web itself. Cloudflare's Public Radar dashboard shows that automated bots now generate a majority of HTML requests online. On April 27, 2026, bots accounted for 57% of HTML requests in the sampled timeframe. Subsequent readings cited in India Today show bot traffic ranging from 53 to 60%. Cloudflare CEO Matthew Prince posted on X that this crossover happened faster than he predicted. He had previously projected that bots would surpass humans online by 2027. TechCrunch notes that Cloudflare's network serves roughly 1/5 of all websites, making this a meaningful proxy for global traffic patterns. Prince explained at SXSW that AI agents generate far more page requests per query than human users. An agentic shopping assistant, for example, may visit orders of magnitude more pages than a single consumer. Reporting links the surge to model-driven crawlers and AI agents from providers such as OpenAI and Anthropic. For infrastructure teams, the operational impact is tangible. Higher HTML request volumes stress origin servers, caching layers, and rate-limiting policies in ways distinct from traditional search engine bots. Publishers and advertisers face additional economic friction as automated agents can consume content without generating referral traffic or ad impressions. Practitioners should monitor CDN and WAF telemetry closely, particularly request fan-out per session, referrer anomalies, and user agent distributions. Cloudflare is reportedly developing tools to help publishers manage AI crawlers, and we should expect agent aware rate limiting and provenance controls to become standard features. Next, we turn to robotics and physical AI. At NVIDIA GTC Taipei, NVIDIA unveiled the Isaac GR0T Open Humanoid Reference Platform. The system combines a Unitree H2 Plus humanoid chassis, dual Sharpa-Wave 5-fingered hands, and onboard NVIDIA Jetson AGX Thor compute. The physical system stands nearly 6 feet tall, weighs around 150 pounds, and features 75 degrees of freedom, with up to 360 newton meters of torque in the legs and a peak payload of 15 kilograms. But the hardware is only part of the story. The reference design packages simulation frameworks, open data pipelines, middleware, NVIDIA CUDA-X accelerated runtime libraries, and the GRTN1 Robot Foundation model. GR0TN1, detailed in an ArcSIF paper, is a vision language action dual system architecture trained on a mix of real robot trajectories, human videos, and synthetic data. NVIDIA named research partners including AI2, ETH Zurich, Stanford Robotics Center, and UC San Diego's Advanced Robotics and Controls Laboratory. Jensen Huang stated that humanoid robots will bring physical AI to the world's largest industries, opening a multi-trillion-dollar economic opportunity. For robotics researchers, the significance lies in reduced integration overhead. Instead of assembling ad hoc hardware and stitching together controllers, labs can adopt a unified stack that includes pre-trained models and sim-to-real tooling. The open repositories from NV Labs, including GR0T Whole Body Control, aim to accelerate reproducible benchmarking and deployment. Key indicators to watch include published sim-to-real transfer results for GR0TN1, third-party integrations beyond Unitree hardware, and broader academic adoption of the Isaac GRT stack. Now let's shift to policy. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on June 2nd titled Promoting Advanced Artificial Intelligence Innovation and Security. The order directs federal agencies to develop benchmarks for assessing AI cybersecurity and to create an AI cybersecurity clearinghouse. Reuters and NPR report that the administration will ask developers to voluntarily submit their most capable or covered frontier models for government cybersecurity testing up to 30 days before public release. Importantly, the executive order explicitly avoids creating a mandatory licensing or pre-approval scheme. Politico reports that some commentators view the move as expanding Washington's willingness to scrutinize AI systems. The implementation details will matter: how agencies define covered models, how artifacts are handled, and whether major developers such as Anthropic and OpenAI opt into the voluntary review process. For organizations shipping advanced models, a 30-day voluntary review window has real implications for release cadence, red team scheduling, and disclosure workflows. Now, for a few other key updates in our lightning round. Google DeepMind has released Gemma 412b, a 12 billion parameter, encoder-free multimodal model that ingests text, images, and native audio. According to Google's documentation, Gemma 412b can run on consumer laptops with 16 gigabytes of RAM or VRAM. The model is released under an Apache 2.0 license with open weights. Google says its performance approaches that of the larger 26B mixture of experts Gemma variant, aided by architectural features like direct multimodal projections and multi-token prediction drafters for speculative decoding. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, told shareholders that AI-driven demand remains strong. Chairman and CEO C.C. Wei said customers are positive on the outlook for artificial intelligence. Reuters reports that TSMC is investing $165 billion in new factories in Arizona and has purchased ASML high-NA EUV tools. Capacity constraints and pricing pressures remain central concerns for AI hardware procurement. In the UK, Labour MP Jess Asado has filed a High Court claim against Elon Musk's xAI, alleging that its Grok chatbot was used to generate fake sexualized images of her. Reuters reports the claim alleges breaches of data protection law and misuse of private information. The case could become a significant test of developer liability for multimodal generative systems. Finally, NVIDIA has acquired Kumo AI, a predictive foundation model startup, in a deal reportedly worth at least $400 million, according to the information. Fortune reports that co-founders Vanja Josefovsky, Hema Raghavan, and Jure Leskovec have joined NVIDIA. Kumo's platform uses graph neural networks and integrates with data warehouses such as Snowflake and Databricks, automating data preparation and predictive modeling for enterprise customers, including Reddit and Sainsbury's. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.